In this video, we're going to look at what exactly is a data science, right? We have gone through in the other videos and discussed the data science marketplace, the machine learning marketplace. We've got an understanding of the different roles within the data science field, right? Machine learning field. And so now we're really going to understand what exactly and dig deeper into what exactly a data scientist is here. So let's go ahead and jump in here to what exactly is a data scientist. So a data scientist is a professional that is responsible for collecting and analyzing and interpreting extremely large amounts of data. So we went over what the definition of a data scientist is, but like I mentioned in this video, we're going to dig a little deeper and go a little bit more in depth as to what exactly a data scientist is and what they do, and then what they're able to accomplish, right? So they're a new breed of analytical data experts who have the technical skills to solve complex problems. And so this is something where individuals that were previously data analytics specialists, right, data analysts, or individuals that were business intelligence space, right? This is something where the data scientist position essentially evolved into exactly what it is now, right? And so these individuals were the really beginning individuals that started off, getting into data science, becoming data scientists, right? And so the ability to transform data into actionable insights can have a profound impact, from predicting the best new diabetes treatment to identifying new markets for potential acquisition or new customers to be able to target, right? That's why businesses are really looking to hire data scientists professionals, right? And they're looking for individuals to help them do just that. And that's why you going through this course, you're going to be able to be one of those individuals. And so combining computer science, modeling, statistics, analytics, and math skills, along with sound business sense, data scientists uncover answers to major questions that help organizations make objective decisions, right? So this is kind of more of a refresher here, right, as to what exactly a data scientist is. So now let's go ahead and jump into how they came about. But as data began to grow and evolve, those roles evolved as well. So data is no longer just for the IT department. Now, I remember when I used to sell into, different IT organizations, those were the individuals that were handling a lot of the different, technicalities as far as the data, the, information, all of that different, stuff that, has to do with machine learning, AI. The IT department, right, the technical guys were the ones handling that. And so now it's those individuals that are dealing with analytics, right, that are the ones that are, looking for different data points, different data metrics, right? And so it's key information that requires analysis, curiosity, and a knack for translating ideas into new ways to turn a profit. Let's say you have an IT department. Those individuals are responsible for making sure the company's systems are up, making sure the company, is keeping all their information. But the guys that are actually working with data take that data that is stored in the IT department and are able to make sense of that data, right? The IT department is just there to maintain the data, to have it in there. But the individuals, the analysts, are really looking at the actual data to make sense of it. And then the software engineers and data analysts seem to transition into data science roles quite regularly and quite easily, and represent a substantial portion of new data scientists. So just like I mentioned, the ones that were, the engineers or the analysts are the ones that are typically going to be working within the data science field. And then future job seekers should consider these routes as well. So perhaps you are taking this course and you're a software engineer. Maybe you're a programmer. Maybe you have some experience. Think about the fact that you're taking this course now and you're learning to position yourself in a manner that's going to set you apart from the competition, right? Because you're taking a very specialized course that's going to teach you all about data science and machine learning within the Python language. So data scientists topped the list of 50 best jobs in America by Glassdoor in 2016 through 2019. And obviously, I'm sure as it continues to grow, it's going to be rated as a top job in the marketplace as well, continuing moving forward. And so this was rated the top 50 best jobs in America, and this is all based on metrics such as job satisfaction, number of job openings, and the median base salary. So you are in good hands here. You're in great hands because you're stepping into a field that is just massively growing, has substantial explosive growth, and you're going to be able to have a lot of different positions open to you in the coming years. Okay, so let's look at some characteristics of a data scientist. So individuals that are data scientists and that typically make the best type of data scientists, right? These are going to be individuals that are intellectually curious, combined with skepticism and good intuition with the computer science coding background. So oftentimes I would say the individuals that are very analytical, that like to break things down into the small parts, into their pieces, right? And can really look at things in a very sequential and analytical and abstract way, right? And so those are the kind of people that really do best in the field of data science, right? Because obviously if you're taking this course, you have some sort of background in technology, maybe programming, coding, maybe building websites with HTML, CSS, and now you want to get into the data science field, whatever it may be. These are the characteristics here. And oftentimes you're going to be a very big problem solver because you're looking to gain unique insights. And one of the big things here also is the interpersonal skills, because if you don't have interpersonal skills to be able to explain your ideas, explain to others your knowledge, your key insights that you've gained and developed, and then not only that, but being able to explain the material, right, in a manner that is easily able to be digested by the key executives that are, not going to be as technically savvy as you, right? So very important there to be able to have the interpersonal skills to explain, present, and be able to let others know what exactly you're doing and the insights that you've been able to achieve from this information. And so individuals are going to be skilled in data mining, machine and deep learning, ability to integrate structured and unstructured data, experience with statistical research techniques, including modeling, clustering, and segmentation. And you're going to learn all of these in this particular course. So that's why, I'm giving you this overview here so you can really see what it takes to be a data scientist and then what you're actually going to be learning in this course. Now, the interpersonal skills is obviously something that you are going to develop on your own. There's a lot of courses out there that can help you, learn how to communicate better in the marketplace or, in your work type of environment, or even just in general with communicating with others. But having the interpersonal skills is going to go a long way because you can have, a little bit of knowledge of the subject matter, but if you know how to communicate it to others and give the big picture and explain it to, them like if they were like a 5-year-old, because if you try to make things very complex and very technical, a lot of people are going to miss what you're trying to say, or it's going to go over their head, right? A lot of people like to talk in technicalities and, using all these different big, technical words. But what happens is you'll often lose people, and oftentimes people will, get a little bit more confused than they were previously. So that's why interpersonal skills, where you can take complex data, information, and be able to dumb it down or give a big picture overview, or, hey, this data means X, Y, Z. This is why it's important. This is what it ultimately means, right? It ultimately means that this market over here is untapped and it's great potential for us, right? Notice how I'm able to explain things very simple and easily versus, based on the information, the data, structured and unstructured, we're able to, come to this conclusion based off this technicality and all this stuff, right? You want to be able to have the ability to explain things at a very high level so that they're easily understood, right? So most employers, expect data scientists to be strong storytellers, right? Just like I mentioned, the ability to convey the information that you're gathering from this particular, project that you're working on, or from the insight from the, different data that you're working with, right? And so you need to be able to present this to, a lot of the different individuals within the organization that don't have the background like you do. So very important there to understand the key interpersonal skills and how critical they are. And so individuals need to be business savvy to be able to discover various patterns that can be used to identify risk, opportunities, and the leadership skills to influence others to make data-driven decisions, right? So when you have the ability to be a data scientist, work with, data, with information, and be able to make sense of it, and then be able to go over to the, executives and, help them understand why it makes the most sense for them to make X decision or Y decision, right? Based on the data that you've accumulated and gathered and studied and understood, right? Then that's what really is going to, help you move the needle and get you to be really respected in your field. Because if you can help individual companies grow and they can see it on the bottom line, hey, we just have this growth potential over here that we've discovered where it's an entirely new market, the growth potential is 10x with XYZ potential, right? We can see how much of an impact you're actually having within the organization because you're uncovering new opportunities and ultimately, increasing the bottom line. So that's really what you want to be able to understand, the characteristics of a data scientist that they have, right? As far as what is important as a data scientist, what kind of skills are necessary beyond, the technical skills that pretty much, any data scientist or any type of technical individual has, right? The ability to explain these concepts, right, at a very technical level, but can you explain these at a high level and convey and communicate them to non-technical individuals and have them be able to make sense of that data, right? So very much so important there to understand that. Okay, so now let's take a look at some of the technologies that are used by data scientists. So data visualization, what we're going to be really studying in this particular course here, where we're going to be going over, data science. We're going to be able to look at how we're going to look at information from a visualization standpoint and be able to make sense of it, analyze it, and then come to conclusions, right? Based off the, data that we're visualizing and how we're able to present it to, the key stakeholders, right? Very much so important there. So machine learning, right? This is a branch of artificial intelligence based on mathematical algorithms and automation, where we're essentially teaching the machine to do, XYZ based on, what we're looking for it to accomplish, right? And so deep learning, this is going to be the other area as well, which we're going to be also covering in this course. This is an area of machine learning research where we're using neural networks. We're using a lot of different things. We're going to go into that later on in this course, but deep learning is where machines are learning on their own based on various neural networks that are modeling the neural network of the human brain. And we're going to walk into that and really get into that later in this course, but deep learning is essentially the next step up from machine learning. And then data preparation, this is where you're converting raw data into another format so it can be easily consumed, right? And then the text analytics, this is the process of examining unstructured data to uncover key business insights. And then the model deployment, this is optional, but depending on who you're working with or who your end client is, this can make your model useful to someone as an API endpoint, right? So this is where you can actually deploy your model for your stakeholders, for your clients, or whoever it is that you're working for, right? So that they can be able to play with the actual model and see it in real time. Okay, so now let's look at some of the role responsibilities. So the role responsibilities here for a data scientist: design data modeling processes, create algorithms through the machine learning, right? And predictive models to extract the data business needs and help analyze the data and share the insights. So while each project is different, the process for gathering and analyzing data generally follows this 11-step process. So you have the ask question. Number one, ask questions to begin the data discovery process. Number two, you acquire the data, very simple. Number three, you process and clean the data, right? Making sure that you're able to make sense of it and clean it up so that it's able to be worked with, right? Then you integrate it and you store the data. Then there's the data investigation, exploratory data analysis, and then you select one or more models and algorithms to work with. Then you apply data science techniques, right? Machine learning, statistical modeling, and artificial intelligence. And then you measure and improve results, present final results to stakeholders, and then you make adjustments based on feedback, and then you repeat the process to solve a new problem. So this is what a data scientist is, right? We've gone over, really what the characteristics are, what are the key skills, right? And understanding that one of the key skills is really the interpersonal skills, right? I know a lot of individuals that are a little bit more technical, a little bit more analytical, are a little bit more to themselves. And so that's why it's important for you to be able to learn these interpersonal skills. Take a course out there on business communication and really look to always try to explain things at a very high level where things are easily understood. You know, maybe your peers are going to be able to understand what you're talking about, right? When you're getting deep into, you know, the different data sets, clustering, right? EOD, EDA, deep learning, all these different technical terms where they're going to make sense for you and your peers, but you want to be able to explain that information, right? What the outcome of, you know, that particular topic, idea, or concept ultimately accomplishes, right? That's what you really want to get. You want to be able to maybe mention some key terms. This particular term, the ultimate outcome that we've garnered or we've gained is XYZ. So being able to explain things at a very high level where they're easily understood and digested by the key executives is also going to be really one of the most important skills here, because you can have the best skills in the world, you can be the best data scientist, but if you don't know how to convey that information at a very basic understanding level for key executives that, you know, don't really know anything about technology, all they know about is knowing how to run a business and how to make decisions. If you don't have the ability to communicate that, then you have to learn, you got to develop that. But just like with anything, right? You know, in the beginning, you're not going to be the best, but it can be easily learned and it can easily be acknowledged. So understand that it's going to be a little bit of a process if you're not, you know, the best in that area, but you'll be able to learn it just like anything else. Okay, so that's going to be here for the, you know, data scientist, what exactly a data scientist is. And so that's going to be here for this one, and we'll see you on the next one.